and humanitarian crisis in Iraq. James Denslow is a research associate at the Foreign Policy Centre and a Middle East security analyst. He joins us now live from London. James, thanks very much for being with us. We're looking at Baghdad, and Maliki's seeming increasingly isolated. But the big question is, will he go quietly?
Exactly. I think the writing is truly on the wall for Maliki. The question is whether he will read it and choose to step down or negotiate some kind of parachute arrangement for himself, or whether he'll choose to smash it down. And this is a Prime Minister who has steadily increased the personal power of his role and tied security forces to him personally, special forces in particular. And it's no coincidence that as part of this response, you have not only political statements emerging, but also you have the deployment of some of these troops in sensitive areas around the green zone. So I think the key question is now whether Maliki will pursue his grievances and the belief that he should remain Prime Minister through the Iraqi courts, or whether he will take a less democratic means to staying where he is.
And how much loyalty, what strength of loyalty do those security forces have to Maliki? Should we be looking at that as a potential pressure point?
Certainly. I mean, I think that those security forces have more loyalty to him than perhaps the ones that surrendered so quickly to ISIS in the north. But I think, as you said at the beginning of this report, that the writing is on the wall, not just from external powers, and the Americans have been very quick to sort of point the direction as to who they believe should be in charge of the country. And I think also other members of his own coalition, the State of Law coalition, has turned into a state of chaos, and he has very few members and allies left. He's tried to put them all behind him in some very set-piece sort of statements, but unfortunately for him, it does seem that his rule, which started in 2006 in very similar circumstances, and it's no coincidence that ex-Prime Minister Jafari is so involved in now the replacement of the person who replaced him, that the merry-go-round of Iraqi politics continues.
What do we know about the person replacing him, al-Badi? He's from the same party as Maliki. Is he going to be that much more of a unifier?
A lot of the words I see around Abadi are sort of ones that were mentioned around Maliki in 2006. Words like being well-respected and a moderate and well-liked. I mean, clearly to operate in the sort of murky waters of Iraqi parliamentary coalition building, you have to have those qualities. His background is he has a PhD from the University of Manchester. He is known for his mastery of numbers and economics, but I think it's the personal politics he has and the ability to sort of not flag red flags with lots of the different aspects and parts of the Iraqi body politic that have probably put him where he is today.
He's got a huge job ahead of him. James Denslow, thanks very much for joining us there from London.